Hi, I'm a nurse from the state of Washington, specifically Spokane, Washington, where we have four coronavirus patients from one of the cruise ships being quarantined at Sacred Heart Hospital. And on the other side of the state, there's a lot of people dying and a lot of people sick in the Seattle area, especially Kirkland. I wasn't going to say anything or do a video about this or anything, but I felt like I needed to vent because when I saw and heard about the story about that nurse, I think she's in California, that was exposed to the coronavirus, started exhibiting symptoms, is self quarantining, and when her doctors, um, everybody that had been in contact with her, medical professionals, had said yes, she needs the test. She gets contacted back by the CDC, and they say basically, if you had been wearing your protective equipment properly and wearing the right equipment, you wouldn't have the coronavirus. So we're putting you way down on the list. You don't need to be tested at this time. Well, let's just say I thought my head was going to spin off my neck and fly off into the stratosphere. That pissed me off so bad, I can't even begin to tell you. Obviously, that was coming from some idiot sitting at a computer, at a desk, in an office, and has never worked in the front lines with infectious diseases like myself and a lot of nurses have. And doctors, a lot of doctors. I live in Spokane here. We're one of the major medical hubs in the area. We have 4 hospitals for a city that has 500,000 people. We have major hospitals. People get flown to Sacred Heart from all over the place. And we have 3 other major hospitals here as well. And so there is a large medical population here in Spokane. And to be treated as if, well, it reminds me of back in the 70s and the 80s when if a person got raped, it was all, well, you shouldn't have been wearing that short skirt. Maybe next time, don't wear a tube top. That's what this reminds me of. Well, if you'd have been wearing the proper equipment, the proper protective equipment, this wouldn't be happening to you. So, you know. I have no words. The absolute failure of the government to get ahead of this thing is absolutely astonishing. We've known about it for weeks and weeks. And instead of being proactive, we'd rather deny and deflect. People are dying. Does the government get that? People are dying. And I feel like they're just now starting to take it seriously. I bet the minute somebody coughs on the White House lawn, things will pick up. But until then, the rest of us don't really matter, apparently. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like over here in Washington. It feels like D.C., Washington, D.C., is a million miles away. It's in another universe. Because they sure as shit don't know what's going on. They have no idea how all it is transmitted, for sure. So for them to belittle that nurse like that, I'll bet you she did everything right. Universal precautions are absolutely ingrained into a nurse from the moment they start nursing school. If it's wet and it's not yours, wear gloves. I remember that from day one of nursing school. And I'll tell you what, no nurse wants some of the stuff flying around in the air. So of course, if there's anything that's aerosolized, if there's any kind of sputum or body fluids that are possibly going to land on them, they're going to wear goggles, they're going to wear masks, they're going to wear what they are instructed to wear. I worked in hospitals. They put a cart right outside the room. It's very specific. It has very specific instructions. Well, this person has an aerosolized infectious disease, so you have to wear this gear. This person, it's only droplets, so you wear this gear. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed of our government. The people that are out there expected to fight this hand in hand with the patients, because the patients are the ones fighting the hardest. But who do you think is there holding those hands, giving them medication, doing those tests, making sure they're not alone when they die? It's nurses. It's doctors. It's medical assistants. It's nursing assistants. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed of our government. Do better. Take care of your frontline people better. Don't just tell them you should wear a longer skirt.